but I just so appreciate Matt's preparation too, and I just wanted to say that Dad left a really beautiful legacy. In the early years, he did activities and, you know, the skiing and the trips, the vacations in the station wagon, no air conditioning, and but he just made memories that way. But I have to say then, in 1971, he started a different legacy, and that was the legacy of Christ. And that had an impact. I in particular was very rebellious, but one time, Dad was super protective, and he always made me feel very secure, very safe in the house and in life. He would encounter bullies that would try to bully me, and he would, you know, rip them a new one. And I just always felt protected. But so I was not a believer, and I was 18 years old, and was going to work out at a gym at about 8 o'clock at night in Denver, and somebody jumped out of the bushes and tried to attack me. And anyway, I screamed. I heard somebody screaming, and it was me. I didn't even know, because I was in shock. And I feel like God divinely put somebody in my path to hear that scream. And chase the assailant away. And what I knew after that, after the police report and everything, is that I ran to where my parents were at a prayer meeting. Now, I didn't know the Lord then, but I knew that would be a place that I could go immediately and be cared for. And those things played a huge part in bringing me to the Lord a little bit later. So my dad, one thing that all of us kids will remember is how faithful he was in his prayer time, in the study of the Word. And one thing you could count on, if he said he was going to pray for you, he would pray for you. And many times, in fact, most times, they would immediately stop everything and pray. The 7 o'clock bell, I don't know if you've heard the alarm on my mom's clock, but at 7 o'clock p.m. every day, they would stop what they were doing and pray together for whatever was happening in people's lives, and then for the nation. And that's something that I want to carry on, because that was a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful legacy for all of us, kids, our family. And but just that from 1971 on, that he was still making memories for us, but then they were joined with memories of a man that lived for the Lord. And I'm just so grateful that when we sat here in his dying moments, that we knew exactly where he was going. And I want to say to this group, thank you for being, you know, you have meant everything to my parents, and still mean everything to my mom. But just that you're the core people, that here we are in Denver and all scattered all over, and yet we knew that prayer warriors were here and well supported. We just appreciate that more than words can say. So thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Our family thanks you. And thank you, Lord, for sending us reminders that we're free. And we also just trust too that as the days go forward with my mom being without my dad, that I know you'll look in on her and pray for her and help her adjust to life without our dad. Yeah, absolutely. So
It would be an honor.
thank you, and I know that about you, and that's why you're here today. You are the core. So she is in good hands. And we just appreciate the friendship that you have given my dad and my mom, both, just being amazing people in their lives.
They are.
tell the family because most of you here have already heard this story. But Tom and Mary Jo were part of our Bible study, and he was always so honest. He wasn't a play Christian. If he didn't understand something or he's having trouble, he's going to tell you, okay, this is what he was sharing. I keep hearing everybody say that God loves me and I love God. He said, do you know how hard that is for a man to grasp that, like you want us to grasp that? Well, I'm telling you, I can't. And so he kept saying, women don't have any problem with that, but it's really hard for a man to tell another man, I love you in an undying love, you know. I just can't do that, he said. So since my ministry is deliverance and inner healing, we were in the midst of our Bible study. I said, Tom, I just want you to close your eyes, and I want Jesus to minister to you. You just have this time with God. Just close your eyes, and I'm asking God to meet you there. And he burst out crying after a while. He said he saw a big him standing on one side of a chasm, and the Lord on the other side. And he said there was this big, vast space between them. And he said, I just watched, and that chasm closed, and God came to me, and he said, and he took me in his arms. There was no problem. He loves me. I love him. And he couldn't stop crying. God met him there, and God took him in his arms, and he gave that testimony a couple of times to other places, other Bible studies, because that was his moment. And I've been thinking of that now. That chasm is completely gone.
Yes.
And I just see him. If he cried like that over a vision God gave him, what it must be for him now as he stands in the very presence of his Lord and Savior.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Speaking of our Bible study group, we did that for a good 4 years. And every Thursday night, this group. And Tom, he always had something funny to say. But one night, he was sitting there and he said, I'm just in agony. Every time I come here, I'm going, I got your coffee. He saved your chair. He had his chair. And he had his snacks on the side. He's like, I'm just in agony. And I'm going, well, don't come. But he's like, I learned something new at my age every time I come here. He just had such a love for the Lord that he was so surprised that at his age, he was learning something new every time we were there. And it was a special time with that group that it just happened. I mean, we just kept going and kept going and kept going. But we learned big things.
Yes.
And we had big moments. And we had always had fun. And your dad was a huge, huge part of that. And we love
So true. So true.